So check this out. It's not often you get to introduce somebody who's, has been in your life for 25 years. Went to college at Florida State. We're playing today. So super excited about that too. But I'm going to introduce a friend of mine, a fraternity brother, who's in real estate in the Tampa area, just freaking crushing it. And he's got a big family like myself. He's got a great story, championship bodybuilder, and he's really grown his business in the last year. I'm going to introduce to you right now and bring him to the show, Tony Anselmi. So good to see you, man. You got that fucking beard looking great too, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's a little scraggly. I got to get it trimmed.
No, that looks good, man. You got to get a little fade going on. I got to get your hair cut. So how you been doing, man?
Doing good. I can't complain. Doing really good. How about yourself?
Good, man. It was funny because we were talking about like back in the day at Florida State. I mean, we used to do some crazy stuff back then.
Yeah.
Like the world's changed a little bit in the last 25 years since we've been there. Yeah. But it seems awesome to see you in the game in real estate. You made a big jump in your game lately, right? I mean, you've kind of grown quite a bit in the last year. How'd that happen?
Well, I made a decision that I would start focusing on real estate, and that was my main focus. Before I was trying to focus on 8 different things at once, and I just had to make the change and go 100% towards real estate.
Yeah. So tell me. I mean, you've got your best of Zillow. You've got a stream of business going through. How did you get consistently? Like, I mean, I know you made a decision, but what else did you do differently to grow your business?
I reached out. I reached out to you for guidance. I did a lot more learning as far as podcasts and research. I reached out to other people in the industry, and most of it, my first, I'd say, year was just me kind of bumbling around and making more mistakes than ground. So this past year, I decided to actually reach out for help instead of trying to do it on my own, and that really was a big difference.
So cool. But I mean, you've been a great student. Like I've always known you to be like you've always been a very consistent guy. Like you put your hand up and I see your bicep, and I'm like, I mean, back then you were every day in the gym. Talk to me about your background in bodybuilding.
I worked out for over 20 years. It was a passion of mine to stay healthy, to help others get healthy. It was, growing up in times of who's Arnold Schwarzenegger in movies and seeing them, all ripped and shredded. So that was kind of one of those dreams as a kid. So I just kept going after it, and sure enough, I put on quite a bit of size.
Yeah, you're every day going to the gym, going to the gym, and you obviously brought that same kind of work ethic into real estate. Because I remember, like you called me about a year ago, and you were thinking about like what you need to do your business. I was like, man, we got to increase the funnel, right? You want more business? We got to open up the funnel, get more people coming in, and you did that, and boom, like you do. I mean, see, you're doing 3-4 deals a month pretty consistently. And taking care of customers. I went through your reviews before we went through. Like, people freaking love you, right? So what else do you do? What do you do different than the average agent?
I try to make sure that I'm there for my buyers. One of the biggest complaints that I hear from a lot of people is just being able to get in touch with either a realtor or anyone in the industry. And when my wife and I first decided to get into the industry, it was because we dealt with a lot of realtors that wouldn't respond to us. They weren't very helpful. We would ask them questions and they wouldn't know pretty much what was going on. So she turned to me. She said, "I want to be a realtor." I said, "All right, let's do this." And that was kind of my commitment, that if I was going to do this, I wasn't going to be, like what we had encountered. I wanted to make sure that I was there for my buyers and my sellers when they needed me.
Cool. So you actually came in from the perspective as like, I can do better than this, right? Now I'm gonna help the consumer have a
and it was also because my wife and I, it took us 3 years to buy a house on our own. We didn't know back in 2010 when the market started to just rebound that it was next to impossible to buy a home, especially if you were a private business owner. So it took us 3 years of just misinformation and running around when we didn't have to realize that I don't want to do that to a buyer. If I can help them, I'm going to tell them I can help them. If I can't, I'll at least point them in the right direction.
So you looked at the system and you're like, there's got to be a better way, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you want to have an improved consumer experience. I mean, obviously your buyers don't take 3 years to buy. I mean, tell me about your consultation with your buyer. Like, I mean, how do you set especially in a market like this? I mean, it's a crazy market. I mean, it's hard to get offers approved. Like, I mean, how do you sit down with your clients and show them, the experience that they're going to go through that's better than what you were going through originally?
So yeah, I mean, one big aspect of what I like to give my clients is a white gloves approach. We've been doing this for a while, so a transaction for us is kind of easy. It's it just goes very simple. We know the steps of the process, but I think sometimes realtors take that for granted, that the buyers and sellers don't know the whole process. So I just make sure that I explain everything to them. I walk them through the process. I have referrals that we can get in touch with right away, so they're not gonna be left in the dark running around trying to find inspectors, trying to find everything else that they need.
Cool. And you're in the Tampa area, but you kind of like really zoned into Trinity. Like you kind of made that like your hometown. And I had a chance to go out there. That area is beautiful, up and coming area. But tell me about the other areas you service.
So I service Trinity, Newport Richey, Holiday, Palm Harbor, the whole area right here. It's pretty much the same. Trinity is originally Newport Richey. It's all the same zip code. But yeah, that's pretty much the area. It's right around where I live, about a 10-mile radius around my house.
Yeah, that's kind of like, it's funny. Like we have like this area called Lake Nona now, which is was Orlando, South Orlando or Narcoossee, and it's kind of like Trinity has become like the go-to place. What's the price range in Trinity?
I think we're
moving in that area too. Why do you think people are so attracted to that area?
Good schools, lots of development going on. We have a lot of new homes being built. Something like between where we at Little Road and I-75, there's going to be around 100,000 homes being built in the next 5 years. So it's just a lot of good development and a lot of family homes as well. So you have some bigger homes, whereas a lot of areas of Newport Richey, you're going to see a lot of 2-bed, 2-bath because they were originally built for retirees. Trinity, you have a lot of bigger homes and golf courses too. We have golf courses.
Yeah, I think I drove through there. I'm like, this is gorgeous. I mean, this is like an upper echelon, area being developed. Newport Richey, it definitely beat my expectations. I was like, man, this is nice. I mean, you got all the brand new restaurants out there. You got all the brand new place. I mean, cool. Like just looking around, I didn't get a chance to go to a bar when I was there, but it just like cool little dives. It was just like a real cool place to raise a family. Yeah. So you specialize in that area. Do you go out in Clearwater at all? Is that too far from where you're at?
I will. I don't farm out there or advertise out there, but I will. If I have someone up here and they're looking to go down there, I'll take them down there.
All right. So you're like Mr. Newport Richey, Mr. Holiday, Mr. like Tampa area, and the surrounding areas in that area too. Go.
Yeah.
So what do you do for besides having more babies? I mean, you're almost like as high as I am. You're about 6 kids now, one in the oven. What do you do for fun besides having kids? Or making them?
Well, right. I don't know. We don't do much. Hey, babe, what do we do for fun?
Hey, you're on Facebook Live right now. What you want?
Oh, she doesn't want to be on Facebook. I need my computer charger.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Go to the gun range.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Actually, my wife and I were talking about that today.
All right. Yeah, I have my FFL. So my federal firearms license. So I'm also a gun dealer as well.
That's cool. My wife is a way better. So I told this if anybody ever breaks into my house, I'm gonna hand the gun to my wife because like I'm gonna hit you, right? But like she could probably take your earlobe off. I mean, she's an incredible shot. For all the burglars out there, I just want to let you know, my wife is going to pull you apart. Like she's incredible. Right. Like she's got one of those. Like I've always had poor vision. My wife's had incredible vision. Like so she's like boop, 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 boop.
Nice.
Like
nice.
For her fun is like oh, I just want to hit the number 1. I'm gonna go hit the earlobe. Like for me, I'm like happy. I hit the paper. I'm like,
I'm in the big circle. That's fine.
I'm in the big circle. I miss the circle sometimes. I got terrible vision, but that's why for me, I'm just
I remember when I first started shooting, I went out and I shot, and there was nothing even hitting the paper. I don't even know how.
It's only 20 feet away. I don't know how I missed that paper. Right? So cool. So let's talk about, I mean, you worked at Charles Rutenberg, you've worked at KW. What was it about EXP that attracted you?
The revenue share. I felt that I wanted to get off the hamster wheel of just going, commission check to commission check, feeling that if I took a week off, then I was going to lose a week of leads, a week of, whatever, of income. So revenue share was one of the main things that attracted me. The other thing was that you're part owner of the company. There was stocks available. And the third thing I would say was probably technology. I pay a lot of money for technology from, several different platforms. EXP has it all rolled into one.
Cool. So for you, it was one of those things where you could kind of like lower the expenses and collaborate with people who were already doing it and stuff like that, and kind of streamline your business, right?
Yeah.
Cool. It's funny, like, rev share has always been around, right? I mean, when you worked with KW, there was a broker, there was a regional owner, there's franchisees, there's corporate. That revenue was being split up with all those people. So you're out in the street hustling, you do a commission, you bring it to the broker, and they've got to pay like 5 other people with that. That was how they were sharing your revenue as an agent, right? Then, EXP is like, no, we don't need to do that. It's like, how about we do this? We're going to split that between corporate and the agents, but we're going to flip that over around, and corporate supports the agents, right? The agents are out there, making a business, and they're like, hey, listen, 50% of that money, we're going to bring it back to the agents with rev share. And then for me, stocks were pretty important. I wanted to have ownership in the company, so I was right with you on there. The healthcare, the extra opportunities to make money beyond just the commission, all those things were pretty cool. But I think the reason why people really join EXP, I think, is because like the fellowship. I mean, I think you have agents and leaders throughout the country who understand it's like, hey, you're an owner, I'm an owner. Here's my playbook. I just want to see everybody win, right? And I think that's why EXP is right. They're growing so much. The stock's growing. Like we've got agents who are hungry to build businesses. And I think with the average consumer, when they see an EXP agent versus I would say an average agent out in the marketplace, what they realize is they're working with the best of the best agents. I saw a stat not too long ago. It's in 50 states. We had 47 out of 50 states, and it might be higher now, I don't know. But out of 50 states, 47 of them, the number one agent in the market was an EXP agent.
Really? Nice. Yep.
So, I mean, you're collaborating with the best of the best now, not only now, but worldwide. We just opened up I can't even keep up. I think we have 9 countries. I could be totally wrong. I think it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 countries now. I know like Brazil just opened, South Africa, Italy's right about to open, Spain, we've got Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico. I'm super excited about that. It just opened. So, nice. I mean, you name it. I mean, agents are moving over to EXP because they realize there's a better way. Hey, if I'm going to do deals here, I can do deals there. I can be an owner. I can have rev share. I can healthcare and all those things like that. It's like, it's almost like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So Tony, you just kind of you're just a real estate grinder these days, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I decided just to over the last few years that I needed to make myself more valuable and add to my skill sets.
All right, so let's play a little dream set right now. So let's say, Tony, in the next 5 years, 7 years, you've done, you followed the coaching, you bought a house every single year, you bought as an investment property, you started building your rev share, you got your stock, stuff like that. Let's say you won everything done, right? You got kids that are 7 years older than they are right now. What are you and your wife going to do? What's your plan? What's the dream? What do you want to do?
Well, I want to buy some property and develop it, open up a camp for like a Christian camp, and also a camp that when it's not being used by kids, it can be used by corporate type executives to do retreats and whatnot.
Cool. So why a Christian camp? What do you see that? What's that look like?
Well, we volunteer. We're very active in our church, and it's just something I've kind of wanted to do for a while. And when if you're not making money, it's just a dream that it's never going to materialize. You know, you can wish and maybe hope that you win the lottery. Maybe you could buy a few hundred acres and do it that way. But, you know, it wasn't up until recently that I realized I can actually make the money that I can put aside and eventually one day realize that dream.
Yeah, that's so totally cool. So it's just like I'm imagining like a Christian camp for like for young people to kind of teach them the skills, or what do you envision? What are you hoping to teach them? Who is this for? What are you hoping to teach?
Well, I mean, for young kids, especially young boys, to, you know, I think one of the biggest I guess issues we have is boys not necessarily learning what it's like to be a man. And I'm not, you know, speaking of just masculinity, I'm talking about the whole thing about being a man, and I feel that today that boys don't really have that as much as they used to. So I think it just be, you know, something good that we can help the younger generations with.
Cool. I totally agree. Like the mentorship of being a man, I think needs to be out there more. You know, I think that's an incredible dream that I can help you accomplish that. Because, like, listen, I mean, that's the whole reason why we make money, is to give back, right? And if you're not doing it to give back, then there's something wrong, right? I think that you know, what is this? Too much is given, much is required, right?
Yeah.
So like, so I salute you for having a vision just to help people. Hey, Tony, I'm just curious. And by the way, I love doing this. You're probably going to hate this, but let's see if I can like launch this real fast here. I think I missed my spot to do that. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just curious. So, what would someone be surprised? What would be someone be surprised to know about Tony Anselmi that they wouldn't know? Tell me something, maybe funny or something that people would be surprised to know about you.
Oh, wow, man, I don't know. I don't know. You put me on the spot there.
What talent? Do you have a special talent that nobody knows about?
I'm not very talented these days.
I can tell you, if I remember correctly, you don't sing. You're a terrible singer.
I'm a terrible singer. I'm absolutely one of the worst singers out there. And somebody made me sing in college, and it didn't go so well. Pretty sure that person was you.
I just remember one night, Matt Scheibels and myself and you, we broke into like the DJ room, which we totally denied, and we were singing until about 4 a.m, and we were all terrible. All of us terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah. So, hey man, it's been awesome hanging out with you. Yeah. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you and your wife are interested. You know.
Yes, we are. Whatever it is.
But there's a couple of there's a John Cheplack live event coming up. But I was thinking about, we're going to Mexico in April for a Cabo retreat for EXP. There might be an available spot for you to go there, but I'll tell you about the details offline. But
yeah, definitely.
Grid Gove, one of our upline, holds it. And it's like basically some of the best EXP agents throughout the country. We travel to Cabo, Mexico. It's a mastermind, 4 hours a day. Then we go out there and just have some fun. It's all inclusive, adults only, right? So,
all right, I like that. Adults only.
So I don't.
Sorry, kids, you're just not invited.
It's not my fault. That's just the rules of the hotel.
I can't change the rules.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. But. It's I'll send you some details about it. It's going to be a blast. Yeah. But we do that all the time. We also, in August, we've got an event where we got Tony Robbins coming. I want to say it's in Phoenix. He's coming just for our group. So he's doing a live event. I'm actually going to be speaking on stage the same day he's going to be speaking. So that was actually one of my dream board goals. And I wrote it down, and I was kind of making fun of myself at the time. I was like, I want to speak on the stage with Tony Robbins, right? And I was like, I wrote it down. It's one of those things. I was like, that's never really going to happen. But, you know, I just want to put it on there. And then, boom, 2 years later, here it is, this opportunity. Thanks to EXP. Thanks to Brent Gove for inviting me to be a speaker. So I'm never going to forget that. I think EXP has changed me and my family. Like my wife and I, you know, we've locked in hand. with EXP, and our relationships better, our finances are better. You know, my kids, you know, they still don't know what the heck I do, but they just know that we have a lot more to do it with.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome. I think that you started your journey from what you were telling me like 10 years ago to, you know, to change your life. And then, and I think I started probably about a year and a half ago. So I'm a little behind, but I'm really, really excited about what EXP has to offer to get me to where I need to be.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So if you guys can make the trip, I'll make sure that we introduce you guys. We got some incredible couples in real estate. You know, we got a great upline. Veronica Figueroa is in our group. We've got Brent Gove, Jay Kinder, Mike Reese. We got a ton of people, incredible people. I'd love to introduce you to and your wife if she can make it out there. So yeah. Hey man, it's been a pleasure to kind of hanging out with you. For all you guys who are watching, if you've got business in the Tampa area, Newport Richey, Trinity, this is the guy. By the way, you know what? I'm going to put your phone number on the screen here. Let's see if I can do that. See if I can be that cool. What's your number?
727-534-4569.
69.
Did it go on?
Tony Anselmi. It'll be on the screen just a second. Tampa agent. Not there yet. It's not there yet. Hold on. It's just going to scroll like right now. Let's see. Oh, still not there. Let's see. Show. Boom. We're there.
There it is.
There it is. So for everybody who wants to move out to, this is my boy over in Tampa, Newport Richey, Trinity area. That's his number. That's his information. You know, if you want his email, like everybody else, it's tonyanselmi.exprealty.com. So all your referrals, send it to this guy right here. He's consistent. He doesn't let his customers down. He fights hard. And, you know, I'm just excited to have you part of the squad, brother.
I'm excited as well. Thank you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. You have a good day.
You too, man.